for Association and Foundation and area representatives from Quantico and National Capital Area. Coming in from my counterpart, Sergeant Adam Terry, who does great things down here. And we're here tonight, obviously, to welcome you all. And we're glad you're welcoming us in this beautiful place called Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. It's been a long time since I've been here. And actually, I'm missing it already. I'm ready to move back down here now. But at any rate, we do want to welcome you to our 3rd annual Marine Corps Association and Foundation Camp Lejeune Dinner. And with that said, since it took us so long to get you seated, I'm going to ask you to rise. Please rise for the presentation of our colors. Remain standing as our anchors away and the Marines in. I will ask you folks in the center aisle there, where I'm standing up right there, to put your chairs in, so my color guard has ample room to do what they do best. Under the leadership of Sergeant Miller, the 2nd MEG, ladies and gentlemen, march on the colors.
Yeah, ready. Go. Ready. Go. Forward. March.
retirement colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. As stated earlier, ladies and gentlemen, this is Washington back here at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. On behalf of the Marine Corps Association, those of you who are here for the first time at one of our dinners here, it's a pleasure to be here. And we're coming up on our 100th anniversary in about 2 weeks. 100 years of serving the Marines. And with that said, I would direct your attention to the screens here with the trusted aid of my audio guy here, because trust those are very much that quick level thing. Nick here is going to show you a great video of what it is that we've been doing for the last 100 years. It's our story, and now it's your story. Ladies and gentlemen, Marine Corps Association Foundation 100 year anniversary birthday message.
Every idea must have a workplace. Every successful idea requires commitment. Every idea begins with a single, unique thought by a singular, unique individual. To be truly effective, every idea must have purpose, mission, and vision. The truly great ideas will influence widely. Spanning generations, reaching every flying place. We know Marines, and we support them through professional development and mission execution. Commanders forums, professional luncheons, commanders unit libraries, flagship publications, the Marine Shop, professional military education, professional dinners,
all the division commanders here tonight.
Marine Excellence Awards.
Our Marine Excellence Award program recognizes the individual excellence of our top regiments, almost all of our full MOS leadership roles, up through Marine Corps level awards such as Leftwich, Shane, Manning, and
Doing our best to serve the best.
There's a big wall on the wall, poster that says, "Tell ladies to come out, join MCA, you should join it too." And I'll tell you, you should join. If you're here tonight, you're not a member,
year. The Association was founded on 25th of April 1913 in Hong Kong, Cuba. We remain true to the mission established that day to advance leadership and recognize the excellence of our great Marines. For those of you who are members and donors, thank you very much for your support and helping us with our mission. For those of you who have yet to join us on the march, please do.
Well, needless to say, there's always going to be a glitch when you're dealing with audio and visual. It is what it is. But I think you get the point. We've been taking care of Marines for a long time, and we want to continue to do so. And with that said, I'm going to introduce my boss, Major General Ed Usher. Sir.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major Bennett is our area rep, but his full-time job is drill master of the Marine Corps Association. So he keeps these things running on time and on schedule. So thank you very much, Sergeant Major. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out and joining us tonight. This is our third annual event down here at Camp Adjourn, and it gets bigger every year. So we're very pleased and honored to be part of this growing tradition here in Carolina Magtaf. I hope you've been able to get some time to go over and visit the Marine Corps League's Marine South Exposition. If you haven't, you need to get over it for a couple of good reasons. One, the weather's grand, you could use a break, and the equipment on display is fantastic. It's world class. So again, if you haven't been over there to take a look, step out tomorrow and enjoy it. It's well worth your time. Our guest of honor tonight is Major General Ray Fox, CG of 2nd MEF. Thank you, Ray, for joining us tonight as our guest speaker. I know you got a heck of a schedule, but I appreciate you carving out the time to be with us. And as always, it's good to see you, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. Most all of the 2 MEF Camp Lejeune General Officer Leadership Team is here tonight. We've got Brigadier General Jim Lukeman, 2nd Marine Division, with us tonight. Jim, right over there. And Francis, thank you. Thank you for joining us very much. We've got Brigadier General Burke Whitman, who's the ADC, just recently joined, I guess, down here. Good to see you again, Burke. Brigadier General Tom Gorick, and his vice chairman here tonight. Right there. Thank you for joining us. And Brigadier General Ted Banta, CG of the Fighting 2nd MLG. Ted, it's always good to see you, my friend. As a professional association of the Marine Corps, one of our most important missions is recognizing the professional excellence of our young leaders. And tonight we have some Marines who were recently recognized through our Excellence Award Program. I'd like to introduce you to Captain George Tedesco. Last month recognized with the First Lieutenant Travis Mannion Award as the 2012 Logistics Officer of the Year. So thank you very much and congratulations. All right. We also have with us Staff Sergeant Brandon Main. Brandon, where are you? Right there. Okay. Thank you for doing that. Brandon was recognized just last week as the Wounded Warrior Regiment's Marine of the Year. And, congratulations. Thank you very much for all you do for the Marines in that regiment. Thank you. At some point tonight, take a look at the dinner menu, the dinner program. In it, you'll see the professional development programs and awards that the Marine Corps Association and Foundation has provided to Marine and Marine units and individual Marines over the course of the year. It is the partnership of our many Marine Corps Association members. Many of you are here tonight. If you're not, we've got membership application forms in the programs as well. So nobody should leave here not a member. It's our members and it's our many corporate sponsors who helps us with these programs and expand the reach of our programs throughout the Marine Corps. And over the last 3 years, it has expanded quite a bit. And I want to thank all of our corporate sponsors and members who are here tonight for your great support. And I know times are getting tough, but I appreciate you sticking with us. And I think you see the purpose of our mission and the value of our mission, and we recognize the value of your partnership. So Give yourself a round of applause. I'd like to welcome a couple of our new corporate partners. AT Solutions is a new sponsor. Welcome aboard. And I'd like to recognize ST Wooten Corporation, Maine Locality, and Harris Corporation, and Ashford University for their specific support for this dinner tonight. So thank you all very much for that. Okay, before we move on to dinner, because I know I'm standing between you and dinner, I'd like to recognize some of our other distinguished guests who are here tonight. First and foremost, we have Lieutenant General Olmsted is here with us tonight. General, thank you for joining us. Lieutenant General Ron Bowman, who is here to make bail, so he's never know, so he's touchy. Major General Bob Dickerson, Major General retired. And Sergeant Major Nick Michaels, our 14th Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, is here with us tonight as well. Sergeant Major, I saw you earlier. Thank you for joining us. And last but not least, I need to recognize my boss, Major General Harry Jenkins, who is the Chairman of the Board of the Marine Corps Association and Foundation, and keeps us heading in the right direction. So thanks, Harry, for coming on. I'm standing between you and dinner, so I would like to ask Chaplain Greenslet to come up here and join us and lead us in grace. Thank you.
Would you please pray with me? Gracious God, we thank you for this evening, for the chance to renew friendships and enjoy one another's company. We thank you for the calling shared by each one in this room, the call to serve you, our nation, and the Marine Corps. And we thank you for the Marine Corps Association and Foundation, which for 100 years has done so much to preserve our tradition and promote our values. As we gather in this place, we are reminded of the history written by those who have served at Camp Lejeune, the history that many in this room helped to write. And we pray for those who even now are writing new chapters in that history. Keep them safe, we pray. Return them to family members who themselves are watching, waiting, and praying. Bless the meal that is before us and the conversations we will share, that when we depart, we do so renewed in spirit with a fresh determination to carry out our common calling. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Okay, before we start, just one last shout out here, and I want to extend my appreciation, my thanks to the Great Marines of the MHG Color Guard and the members of the 2nd Marine Division Band who formed the combo that provided the music earlier this evening. Let's give them a round of applause. Enjoy your meal. Logistics officer, 1st Marine Regiment. So, I want to get that out front, right?
At least he had one good tour.
He did such a good job when there, just went uphill. So there, he took command of the Ridge Runners at H&M 163. He's been the CO of Marine Aviation Weapons and Tactics Squadron 1. I would have to say probably the premier assignment of any aviator in our Corps, and served as a CG at the 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, and now as CG of 2000. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Major General Ray Fox.
Stand by the podium. Always great when I do that. General Coleman, General Usher, General Osmond, thank you for being here. All the other general officers, again, thank you for being here. I don't have a lot of notes, so I want to speak to the heart about my Marine Sailors at UF and how it reflects to all you. First, I want to thank all those people who came to the Marine Corps South Expo and all the wonderful goods you've shown our Marine Sailors. You're going to be here for a couple of days to show them that. But it's important to me that you care enough about us, those Marines in the field, the Marines that are in harm's way, the sailors that are with us, to take care of us. You passionately care that we have the best equipment that we can afford to get out there and defeat the nation's enemies. And I thank you for that. 7,000 Marines and sailors of the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force, the Carolina MAGTF, which spans all the way from Florida to Maryland. You know, it's something that's really come into its own since September 11th, not 2001, 2012, when Benghazi happened in Libya. The interesting thing that happened there, I'm going to talk a little bit and walk around the world and kind of tell you where our forces are, so you get have an idea of what's going on in this map. I'm going to start in Afghanistan. Major General Lee Miller is there right now, forward, 7,000 Marines commanded by 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force forward. He is there. They had the opportunity to visit them about 3 weeks ago. And they are there taking the fight in Helmand Province to Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, all those people that will basically stop Afghanistan from being successful. And they are there, and they're going to be there at least till the end of 14. We have no idea what's going to happen after that. But they are there basically mentoring and advising the Afghan teams and making sure the Afghans have the best chance of success at whatever time the government decides we're going to leave. And that's important. We've got some of our best and brightest officers, enlisted, staff NCOs over there in Afghanistan doing that mission. And we tend in the papers in Washington, D.C. to forget that mission is happening. But they're there every day, and they're in harm's way. It wasn't that long ago where we had to reach, a bastion and destroyed 6 Harrier aircraft there, and killed a squadron CO and Marines on the line. It's a dangerous place. Never forget that. The press might have forgot it, the U.S. government might have forgot about it, but trust me, those Marines are hard way over there. And they're over there doing a hell of a job in tough conditions. And interestingly enough, just for a plug for General Usher, the law guys are in the lead right now. The law guys are in the lead, getting all the equipment we put in there the last 10 years out of there. So it's a very interesting dynamic. It's very interesting. I've had kind of a time-lapse photography going in there about every year for about the last 5 years. I went flying one day when I was over there last time. Very interestingly enough, the grunts are now in the FOBs because the Afghans are taking the fight. The law guys are outside the FOBs, tearing down the FOBs and bringing them back. And the air wing, which was supporting the grunts, since they're in the FOB, is supporting the soft guys. So it's a very interesting dynamic. You have to realize what's going on there. What happens there, General Dunford figures out. Vince is the president, we'll see. But it's a very interesting dynamic as we come out of Afghanistan. If we go around the world from Afghanistan and we go to the Pacific, why the hell would the troop map be in the Pacific? 3-6 F-18 squadrons from this map are in the Pacific right now. We started UDP again. 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines are sitting in Okinawa. They're probably in Guam or Korea right now, or Australia potentially. They're all over the place. But that's what we're doing. So all you who love the days of going to the Westpac, they're back. You don't have to be in 33 map. You can get there from 2 maps. It's a wonderful thing. And they're getting ready, one map is getting ready to send the 3rd Battalion on UDP again. So we'll be back full up by the end of this year in the Pacific. That's exactly what the nation decided to want to do, focus back on the Pacific, and we're heading there. Interestingly, if you keep on going around the world, you come to the West Coast. We have units out in Cornell Palms training right now. We have units at Yuma, Arizona training right now. We just had a battalion up in Bridgeport, had a very unfortunate incident. 1-9 up there, lost some Marines in a mortar incident. Very tragic, and I reminded all of our staff NCOs and officers the other day, there's nothing that we do is routine in this business. Everything we do is dangerous. And as soon as you get comfortable doing it, something bad will happen. And that's what happened in Hawthorne, Nevada about 3 weeks ago. That's the price of doing business. You can't enjoy the camaraderie, you can't enjoy the happy hours and forget about this is a dangerous business. And that's why we are bonded here tonight. Come back to 2F. Well, what are we doing here? Well, my guess in the next week, we're going to put 6 V-22s over the Atlantic with a company out of Battalion Recon, 2 C-130s. We're going to go into Moran, Spain. What are we going to do there? We're going to take care of those assholes that are down in Africa that are causing all the problems. The problem is in North Africa now. All those weapons they picked up in Libya, did I tell you I was in Libya Monday? They're all down in places like Mali. And the problem with the Marine Corps is we know all about places like Al-Assad. We know all about places like Qadam in Iraq. We know all about places like Bash in Kabul. We have no idea there's places called Agawandu in Africa. There's places called Bamako in Africa. And there's stuff going on down there. And all the bad guys are consolidating down there. This is the time for the Marine Corps to get there and give them their ultimate plea, which is to go to all of them and make sure that happens. We're going to put this little force in Moran, Spain, be there by, I guess, latest, and I've been open for this for 36 days of the hostage crisis, trying to get diplomatic clearance to do this. But I think I'm almost there. Secretary of Defense signed a letter yesterday, said I could go. So there's brave Marines going to fly B-22s over the Atlantic. It's not an easy thing. But the weather patterns we got is not an easy thing. We're going to put them all the way to Moran, Spain, 2 C-130s with them. That recon, that company, from recon, is going to go with those Marines. We're going to go places down in Africa and do some things. The beauty of it is, if something happens in Syria, guess what? It's like a 6-hour flight away for a B-22 and those C-130. And that's the places they'll be. Because now is not the time, with all the doom and gloom of Washington, D.C. about budgets, and we can't do it, and we can't do it. This is the time for the Marine Corps to be there when the other services can't.
Kick some butt.
Our Commandant, being very wise, took the risk, took the money out of places like FSRM, the bases and stations. My good friend Tom Gore's here, and he knows this happened, and supported the operating force, because now is the time to be the nation's 911 force. Now is the time to be everywhere where the other services are. And if you're a former Army, former Navy, former Air Force, I'm sorry, this is our job. It's our job to be there. So we will do that. So right now, on Monday, there's a PDSS going into Tunisia to put something very unusual. We're going to put 16 Marines in Tunisia. And you go, well, that's an interesting number. That's what the embassy can handle. We do windows. We don't turn down missions. That's what we do. I just visited on Monday 55 Marines in Tripoli, Libya, where they're guarding the embassy. And as the Chargé told me, if they weren't here, we couldn't do our job. So we're going to do things that we've never done before, because now's the time to do them. So the interesting part of this, from my level where I sit, is, hey, we've got to do everything at the same time. And that mission in Tripoli is going to go on for a long time. So guys like Jim Lupin, who got the division, have got to keep on giving me 55 guys. And all you that were Marines know, there's no unit that has 55 guys in it. So he's got to take the company and strip off the leadership, strip off the NCOs, strip off the staff NCOs, and make that into a fast light unit going to Tripoli, Libya. But that's what we need to do at this time. The doom and gloom in Washington is very interesting to me, because on my projections is it takes us back to about 2008 budget levels. Pretty much remember 2008, it wasn't that bad. So we've got to get off the doom and gloom and figure out what we can do with the money we have, instead of holding back and saying we're not going to do something. Because this is the Marine Corps. We're the 911 force. We have to be there. We have to be there for Syria. We have to be there for the NEO in Lebanon. We have to be there for the next embassy that's going to get attacked. That's what we have to do. And I can't get into the politics of whatever the administration thinks we're going to do. But I have no other, choice but to be ready to do whatever we have to do today. And I can tell you one thing, the Marines and sailors of TUMEF are ready to do it.
You bet.
Interestingly enough, let's talk about this generation. A lot of people talk about, boy, I wish they were as good as my generation. My old man was on Peleliu in Okinawa with Chesty Puller. So trust me, that's a hell of a legacy to live to. Because guess what? He turned 17 on Peleliu and 18 on Okinawa for the end of the war. There's nothing wrong with this generation. We focus on lots of social evils now, so we have the ability to. We can focus on the drug problem, we can focus on the sexual assault problem, focus on the suicide problem. 98% of my Marines are outstanding citizens.
You bet.
They do their job every day. We need to pay attention to that 98% and deal with the 2%. And not deal with the 2% and ignore the 98%. You should be well assured, whatever position you are in life, that your taxpayer dollars are going to good investments for the Marines. Buying the best gear, the best training. They're so much better than when I was a lieutenant. They're so much better. We would be, I look at lieutenants now and I go, man, I had it easy when I was a lieutenant. There was no Facebook, there was no internet, there was no cell phones, there was no nothing. I knew everything about Marines. Now we expect them to know everything. So let's just realistically look at the challenge we've given our younger leaders and make sure they understand and we understand the challenge they have and what they're doing. And all the pressures that come from that evil place up north, I have it. I got it. You should stop at my office.
They just do.
But that's the reality of kind of this society we're in now. So I can just tell you, you'd be very proud of what your Marine and sailors are doing. Be very proud of everything they do, because they're outstanding citizens, they're outstanding Marines and sailors, and they get the job done every time we ask them. That's something to be really proud of. The last thing I'll leave you with is just, and I will take questions. General Lester told me to be careful doing that, but I figured what the hell. Is that this is the place where we need to represent America. This is the place where we put those young Marines and sailors standing in the embassy in Libya today, young Marines and sailors in the Charge going, they're part of our team. I mean, we are respected around the world. We should never forget that. We're something special. Not because we're anything special. We're something special for the way we act. We come in and say, yes, we can do it. And we never say, if you give us a little more money, give us a little better gear, we might be able to know, yes, we can do it. That's what's important about the Marine. We've always said we can do it. Don't forget that. It's never been about the money. It's never been about the gear. It's been about the Marines and sailors. Thank you. I'll take questions, please. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have a question. My husband was a deck commander in Kenyan Embassy when it was blown up in 1998. Right here. After Libya, what is the government going to do to protect our embassies? And how can we, as tax-paying citizens, demand that they put more protection on these embassies? When 1998 it wasn't there, and in 2012 it wasn't.
Thank you, ma'am. That's actually a good question. And I actually have after seeing Libya, we got 55 Marines there. Very interesting. I stand next to it. There's actually a picture that I've shared with my wife and kids. Me standing next to a 4th Reconnaissance Staff Sergeant on top of the Libyan embassy. And what you don't see in the picture is a 50 cal right behind him. And this guy's kitted out, as you can expect, a Staff Sergeant, 4th Recon. kind of guy to be. And we're standing there, he's got a 50 cal that covers the entire rear area of the embassy, and interestingly enough, on the other side of the building, there's another 50 cal that covers the front. And I think one of our assumptions always with diplomatic postings was the host nation would protect us. And right now, I have a little discussion with the ACAC on Friday to tell him I'm convinced if some ambassador is concerned, we should put 55 Marines there instead of 50 cals. That'll generally remove the assumption the host nation is going to protect you. So I think, ma'am, this is part of what the Joint Staff is calling the new norm, where things are different. Host nations cannot provide protection at times. So hopefully those ambassadors that think they're at risk, we will put 55 Marines there, and I guarantee it's the best security blanket you'll ever have in your life, and that's where we're headed. Thank you.
Joe, I don't have a question, I'd just like to make a statement. I'm first generation Irish American, and I have a grandnephew who graduated from boot camp 24th of August, MCCT on the 2nd of October, went to Marine Comsat School at Fort Gordon, made meritorious Lance Corporal, and deployed to Korea yesterday. Generations.
Hurrah. Okay, your last chance. Sir. Oh, where are you pointing over there? Hurrah.
Rusher, Colita, TA 126 Martin. As we're shifting to the Pacific, how do the naval forces stay relevant, especially in this era of anti-access area not China possesses?
Well, that's a pretty complex question.
It was like a bright race. Bright now.
I don't know. I generalize and hope we never take questions. Well, all I know from my short 36 years of doing this business is overestimated every enemy we've ever fought. Every time. I doubt if there's guys in here as good as intel guys can tell.
They suck.
It's not about the ability of how many missiles you have, how many airplanes you have. It's about the ability to integrate those forces in a combatant force to actually achieve a goal. So certainly, I would never debate how strong the Chinese are and how much money they spend on the defense budget. But I think we probably overplayed it a lot, especially in Washington, D.C., where certain services build their budgets based on how strong the Chinese are. So I would just tell you that a well-coordinated, U.S. joint force going against anything is a pretty viable force. And I would guess with stealth bombers and everything else, it'll be a significant challenge. Are we going to be able to evade China? No. Are we going to be able to stop them from preventing us from operating the area? I think yes. I think we have to be careful that we don't prop up the enemy to some level. We did this back in the good old Cold War days. That we make sure we understand truly what their capability is and their ability to integrate all these forces, how often they practice, how long they pilot supply, all those issues to really understand the capability of that country to the highest access. That answer your question, Mr. Stubb?
Yes, sir.
Hey, General. Colonel Wayne Morris, Regiment Retired Marines. I just want to thank you for one of the most on-point discussions we've heard lately. Thank you very much.
All right, Ray, thank you very much, obviously, for your candor, and you were on point, and we're honored to join us tonight. Thank you very much. That's kind of a wrap for tonight. I would like everybody to just be safe on your drive home. But before everybody heads out, I want to recognize a couple people here. First off, Leanne Mitchell, is she around? Leanne, where are you? Leanne Mitchell is here. Probably about 15, 16 of these dinners a year. They do a great job. We certainly couldn't do it without them, so thank you very much. Such a great club system here, Marston Pavilion, for the great service and the great food tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. So please drive carefully. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Well done.